What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Multiverse of Mayhem. Today, we're getting into some really amazing stuff coming to the Star Wars universe, Shawn Levy's untitled Star Wars film. This looks like it's the next big theatrical release after The Mandalorian and Grogu, and there's a ton of buzz surrounding it. From A-list casting news to timeline details and production updates, we're covering everything we know so far about this highly anticipated project. So grab your lightsabers and let's jump to hyperspace. Levy's journey to a galaxy far, far away began back in November 2022, when Deadline first reported that he would direct a Star Wars film after completing work on Marvel's Deadpool and Wolverine and the 5th season of Stranger Things. Levy himself confirmed this news on Twitter the same day, expressing his excitement about the project. Development has been somewhat slow, partially due to the 2023 writers' strike in Hollywood, but things have been picking up speed lately. In July 2024, it was announced that Jonathan Tropper, who previously collaborated with Levy on the Adam Project, would be writing the script. This is significant as Tropper and Levy have worked together successfully on multiple projects. In a recent interview with Collider, Tropper confirmed the project is still in active development, stating, "That gig is something I've dreamed about my whole life. We're still working on it. For various reasons, I can't say anything about it." One of the most intriguing aspects of Levy's Star Wars film is where it fits in the broader timeline. According to Lucasfilm President Kathleen Kennedy, the movie is likely to take place approximately 5 to 6 years after Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker. This places it in a relatively unexplored era of the Star Wars universe. Levy has made it clear that he wants to explore new territory rather than revisiting familiar ground. In an interview with Happy Sad Confused, he stated, "There's only so many times that Star Wars movies can revisit the same section of the timeline, and so it's really forced me because I don't want to do a Star Wars movie that is redundant to others, nor am I interested in doing one that has to serve another movie." This suggests we're looking at a standalone story that won't be directly tied to the Skywalker saga, though it may feature some characters from the sequel trilogy. Now, for the biggest bombshell that has Star Wars fans buzzing with excitement, Ryan Gosling is in negotiations to star in Levy's Star Wars film. The Hollywood Reporter broke this news in January 2025, and if the deal goes through, it would make Levy's project the next Star Wars movie to go into production, with cameras potentially rolling as early as fall 2025. This is a significant departure from traditional Star Wars casting. Historically, the franchise has opted for fresh talent in leading roles, allowing the story to attract viewers rather than relying on established stars. The original trilogy turned Mark Hamill, Harrison Ford, and Carrie Fisher into household names, while the sequel trilogy similarly launched the careers of Daisy Ridley and John Boyega. So what does Gosling's potential casting tell us? It may reflect Lucasfilm's recognition that the Star Wars brand needs a boost for its theatrical return after focusing primarily on streaming content in recent years. While we don't know who Gosling might play, the possibilities are endless. For Gosling, joining the Star Wars galaxy marks a significant turning point in his career, as he hasn't previously taken on the kind of marquee franchise project that many of his leading man contemporaries have embraced. Interestingly, this isn't the first time Gosling's name has been connected to Star Wars. Back in 2012, he was rumored to be joining the 9th Star Wars film, and again in 2013, rumors spread that he and Zac Efron were being eyed by J.J. Abrams for roles. Perhaps the stars have finally aligned for Gosling to enter the Star Wars universe. Ryan Gosling isn't the only big name potentially joining this project. According to insider Daniel Richtman, whose scoops have been featured on multiple entertainment news sites, several other notable actors may be in the mix. Jesse Plemons, known for his roles in Breaking Bad and The Power of the Dog, has reportedly been offered the role of a villain in Levy's film. As plot details remain scarce, it's unknown whether Plemons would play an established character or an entirely new antagonist. With his ability to portray both sympathetic and sinister characters, Plemons would make a fascinating addition to the Star Wars universe. Sarah Snook, fresh off her acclaimed performance in Succession, has also reportedly been offered a role in the film, according to a post on Daniel Richtman's Patreon. While details about her potential character remain under wraps, her proven range as an actress suggests she could take on any number of compelling roles. Levy himself has hinted at specific casting plans. In an interview with Josh Horowitz on the Happy, Sad, Confused podcast, when asked if he was writing the movie with any actors in mind, Levy responded, "Wow, you're asking the right question, sort of. Yes, please don't ask a follow-up." There have also been rumors that Daisy Ridley's Rey might appear in the film, which would make sense given the timeline placement after the Rise of Skywalker. However, this remains unconfirmed, and Levy's comments about creating something new suggest the film won't heavily rely on established characters. So when might we actually see this film hit theaters? According to reports, if Ryan Gosling is officially cast, Levy's project will jump ahead in Lucasfilm's production queue. Hollywood insider Jeff Snyder reported that Levy was planning to start shooting in September 2025. If the project does begin filming this fall, it would become the next Star Wars movie to go into production following The Mandalorian and Grogu, which wrapped principal photography in December 2024. Deadline has reported that an untitled Star Wars movie is currently on the release calendar for December 17th, 2027, which could potentially be Levy's film. This would place it as the second movie in Lucasfilm's upcoming theatrical slate after The Mandalorian and Grogu, which is set for release on May 22nd, 2026. While concrete plot details remain tightly guarded, we can piece together some clues from what Levy and Kennedy have shared. Levy has described his vision for Star Wars. "I really wanted to craft something that felt organic to me, both in tone and characters, so I think that there is certainly the Force and a connection to something bigger than our individual selves. And the way that that can make us powerful, those themes combined with visual delight and wish fulfillment, that's Star Wars to me." With the film set approximately 5 years after the Rise of Skywalker, it exists in a period when Rey is establishing a new Jedi Order. Some reports have suggested that the film could feature Rey in some capacity, potentially jumping ahead of the previously announced New Jedi Order movie in Lucasfilm's production schedule. However, The Hollywood Reporter has indicated that the movie will be a standalone project not connected to the Skywalker saga. It's also unclear whether the story will involve Jedi and Sith characters at all. Given Levy's history with character-driven action films like Real Steel, The Atom Project, and Deadpool and Wolverine, we can expect a Star Wars film that balances exciting set pieces with genuine emotional stakes and possibly some humor. Now let's dive deeper into the rumored casting and what roles these big-name actors might play in the Star Wars universe. First up, Gosling. Fan speculation has been running wild about what type of character he might portray. Given his charismatic screen presence in films like Blade Runner 2049 and The Fall Guy, many are predicting he could play a Han Solo-type rogue or smuggler with a heart of gold. This would certainly align with Levy's desire to create something that feels fresh while honoring the spirit of Star Wars. Some fan theories suggest Gosling could be playing a Jedi character, possibly someone training under Rey's new Jedi Order. With his ability to portray both intensity and vulnerability, he could convincingly play a Force-sensitive character, struggling with the light and dark sides. Interestingly, there were rumors back in 2012 that Gosling was considered for the role that eventually became Kylo Ren, so perhaps this is his chance to finally wield a lightsaber. Another theory gaining traction online is that Gosling could play a completely new type of character, perhaps a former Imperial officer or First Order loyalist trying to navigate the post-Skywalker galaxy. This would allow the film to explore the political aftermath of the sequel trilogy from a fresh perspective. One of the most passionate fan campaigns circulating on social media involves Gosling potentially playing Revan, the legendary Jedi Knight turned Sith Lord from the Knights of the Old Republic video games. Fans point to Gosling's ability to portray both heroic and morally complex characters as perfect for Revan's journey. However, this speculation directly contradicts the reported timeline of Levy's film. Revan lived approximately 4,000 years before the events of the original Star Wars trilogy, while Levy's film is set just 5 years after the Rise of Skywalker. So, unless it's intentional misinformation about the film being set in the years after Rise of Skywalker, this is not very likely. But who knows? Could the time setting of this film be just a rouse to throw people off track while they finally aim to bring Knights of the Old Republic to the big screen? Maybe. Maybe not, but still, The enthusiasm for this casting shows just how much fans trust Gosling to bring depth to a beloved Star Wars character. As for Jesse Plemons, who's reportedly been offered a villain role, fans are buzzing with theories about what type of antagonist he might portray. With his impressive range demonstrated in projects like Breaking Bad and The Power of the Dog, Plemons could excel as either a force-wielding Sith apprentice or a more calculating, military-minded adversary. Some Star Wars enthusiasts have pointed out Plemons' ability to play both menacing and sympathetic characters, suggesting he could portray a complex villain with understandable motivations, perhaps a former resistance fighter who became disillusioned with the new galactic order. Others speculate he might play a dark side Force user, attempting to revive Sith teachings in Rey's new era. What's particularly interesting is that Plemons was reportedly also in the running to play Kylo Ren in The Force Awakens before Adam Driver secured the role. This could be his chance to finally bring his unique intensity to the Star Wars universe as a different dark side character. For Sarah Snook, fresh off her acclaimed performance in Succession, fan theories are equally intriguing. Many speculate she could play a politically savvy character, perhaps a senator or leader in the new galactic government formed after the First Order's defeat. Her proven ability to portray complex power dynamics would make her perfect for such a role. Other fans are hoping to see Snook as a Jedi Master or Knight working alongside, or perhaps at odds with Gosling's character. Her commanding screen presence would suit a character with significant Force abilities and leadership responsibilities in this new era. And in the most recent casting rumors, Jodie Comer, known for Free Guy and Killing Eve, and Greta Lee, Past Lives The Morning Show, are also reportedly in talks to join the project, though their potential roles remain completely under wraps. With this level of talent potentially joining the cast, Levy seems to be assembling an impressive ensemble of actors who could bring a new level of dramatic weight to the Star Wars universe. So there you have it, everything we know so far about Shawn Levy's untitled Star Wars film. From Ryan Gosling's potential starring role to rumors of Jesse Plemons as a villain and other high-profile actors possibly joining the cast, this project is shaping up to be one of the most intriguing entries in the Star Wars franchise. With a setting 5 years after the Rise of Skywalker, a standalone story approach, and Levy's unique vision, this could be exactly what Star Wars needs for its big theatrical comeback. As production potentially gears up for late 2025, we'll be keeping a close eye on all developments. What do you think about these casting choices? Are you excited to see Star Wars explore this post-Skywalker era? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates on all things Star Wars and beyond. This is Multiverse of Mayhem, signing off. May the Force be with you always.